I want to answer an objection here that's sometimes made, and it's the objection that says that the consecration of Russia was only to avoid World War II. And since World War II has come and gone, then the promise for the conversion of Russia doesn't apply. Over 55 years ago, July 15th, 1946, the eminent author and historian William Thomas Walsh interviewed Sister Lucy, and it's recounted in his magnificent work, Our Lady of Fatima. And here, this interview took place after World War II, and Sister Lucy is still talking about the absolute need for the consecration of Russia for the conversion of that nation. Mr. Walsh asked Sister Lucy, he said, well, here's the recounting. He says, finally we came to the important subject of the Second July secret, of which so many different and conflicting versions have been published. This is something to consider. 1940s, there was already confusion. Different and conflicting versions regarding the Second July secret. There was problems way back then, 1940s. So Sister Lucy clarified. She made it clear, I'm quoting now, Lucia made it plain that Our Lady did not ask for the consecration of the world to her Immaculate Heart. What she demanded specifically was the consecration of Russia. She did not comment, of course, on the fact that Pope Pius XII had consecrated the world and not Russia to the Immaculate Heart in 1942, but she said more than once and with deliberate emphasis, what Our Lady wants is that the Pope and all the bishops in the world shall consecrate Russia to her Immaculate Heart on one special day. If this is done, she will convert Russia and there will be peace. If it is not done, the errors of Russia will spread throughout every country in the world. Again, she said this after World War II. Now, there is also the little known revelation of Our Lady to Sister Lucy in the early 1950s. It's recounted in Pellegrinaggio della Meraviglia, a journal published under the auspices of the Italian bishops. And the Virgin Mary appeared to Sister Lucy in May of 1952 and said, make it known to the Holy Father that I am always awaiting the consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart. Without the consecration, Russia will not be able to convert, nor will the world have peace. Now, in closing, there's one final point I want to make, and that is to address the point of those who say that we don't have to believe in Fatima because it is merely a private revelation. This is not true. This is not correct. Fatima is in another category, a higher category. It's in the category of a public prophetic revelation. And this was explained by two highly respected theologians, Father Joseph de Saint Marie and Bishop Rudolf Graber of Germany. They taught, as I said, Fatima a higher category than a mere private revelation. First, because the messages are public messages to mankind that contain dire consequences if the messages are not heeded. Second, the message was verified by God by the great miracle of the Son, witnessed by 70,000 people, and by prophecies that are still being fulfilled. Our Lady said, I will perform a miracle so that all will believe. And third, the Church has pronounced the message of Fatima is true. It even has its own feast day, May 13th. And Father Joseph de Saint Marie, the eminent Carmelite theologian, he died in the 1980s, he used to teach here in Rome, he said, once the Pope has judged and recognized that a given prophecy is indeed from God, then he must obey, not as obeying the prophet, but as obeying God. And Bishop Rudolf Graber, author of Athanasius in the Church of our time, he said in 1968, he was very devoted to the Fatima message, Bishop Graber. He said in 1965, a careful distinction should be made between personal revelation and those where the message is declared for mankind at large. The former can, with equanimity, be ignored, but the latter must be taken seriously, and Fatima belongs to this latter category.